Welcome back, my fellow Vape cappers. Today we are talking about a new accessory that just came out, and this is actually one of my top accessories for my M device at the moment because it's one of those things that really changes things up. It's not just aesthetics, it's function, which is really important to me, which is this little piece of metal right here called the titanium airflow valve. This is just another thing from the mind of Austin Simrell that's simple yet changes your experience in a way that hasn't been done before. Basically, you can take any standard stinger or spinning mouthpiece and add this little piece of metal to it, and now you can shut off the air port to any size device, either XL or standard. And since your M device, like my M23, like my M Plus, doesn't have built-in airflow like my MVS does, this is a great little option to add air control to your M. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use some other accessories which are new from Simrell, which are this flat mouthpiece, which is a change up from his stinger, that also integrated a design where if you remove the O-rings, this can turn into a spinning mouthpiece with his spinning components. I did another video on how to assemble a spinning mouthpiece. I will be doing one for the flat mouthpiece since it does change things up a little bit. But for the purpose of this one about the titanium airflow valve, I'm just going to assemble the spinning mouthpiece quickly, throw the airflow valve on there, and line it up on the outside for you to see. I just line it up on the outside to get a perfect placement on where that airflow valve should be. So once you've gotten everything all lined up, I'm going to throw my intercooler in there. Since the M is such a hot, heavy device, I like the cooling for the intercooler. Once I have my spinning mouthpiece airflow situation all assembled, I'm going to pop this condenser out and slide this one in. Just because of some minor OCD, I'm going to go ahead and get everything lined up so the flat bit of the mouthpiece lines up with the solid part of the airflow valve. I'm going to slide it in the device to line everything up. Now you can see that when I twist the airflow valve mouthpiece, because of the spinning components, I can shut off and on the 23M Plus square port, which really changes the experience. And because this is such a hot, heavy device, this is really helpful to fine-tune the control. If I didn't want a spinning mouthpiece and I wanted to just use it to cut off the air port of the M, I could remove the spinning mouthpiece and all of its components out of the stem, take the spinning mouthpiece components off, add O-rings onto the mouthpiece, and then I would just line it up so if I wanted to cut half or partial off, I could just put it in there and I would just fit it so it just sat like that, how I wanted to adjust it. So you don't need the spinning components, but for me the spinning components are a whole added level of really dialing in the vapor profile that you like. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble this, but to show you and use this device, I'm going to try out another new thing that was released from Simrell at the same time as his airflow valve, was this very thin short stem with turbulent air ports, just lending to a short device that has cooling. Really great experience. And for these shorties that he makes, you don't need the second stabilizer ring, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw the actuator on there and check to make sure everything's lined up from the outside and slide that in there. And now with everything lined up, the air ports and the turbulent air ports close off really well with this. I'm going to grab my 7-fin LE tip, one of my favorite tips to use, load up some of my favorite material, throw the cap on, and now here's a demo of what the airflow sounds like when you close the air valve on and off. So this makes hitting it a really fun experience, and it's more like a motorcycle where you can really adjust and throttle the airflow valves to get a really big hit. Enough talking, more doing. With my FMJ, no spinning, I can just turn on my torch, let it rip. My 2 clicks, and here we go. What a great hit. A ton of vapor, and really on point with flavor. Let me grab my handy dandy decapper, and let's check out that ABV. There it is. Nice dark roast, right where I like to be. The Simrell airflow valve, really recommended upgrade. Always adding to the ease of Dynavap. Love the stuff that he does. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay lifted.